Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Chemical Engineer. I am Sahil Yadav and in this video we are going to see about heat exchangers. So we are doing heat exchangers and in this video we will be seeing about overall heat transfer coefficient. So in the previous video we have saw about classification of heat exchangers. So now from this videos we will be covering the types of heat exchanger. I would say the parameters for calculation or designing of heat exchanger. Okay, so let us start the video. So overall heat transfer coefficient. So overall heat transfer coefficient is a coefficient which is used to measure the overall ability of a series of conductive and convective barrier of heat transfer. So what is overall heat transfer coefficient? So it is a measure of overall ability of conductive and convective barriers to heat transfer. So it actually estimates the value or quantity which is responsible for the barrier of transfer of heat. Okay, so that is why we carry out the calculation of heat transfer. So overall heat transfer or the U value refers to how well is the heat conducted through a series of mediums. Okay, so suppose we have a circular pipe. Okay, so this is a circular pipe. Now we have to measure the overall heat transfer coefficient. Suppose the hot fluid is flowing inside or the in inner pipe or from the inner pipe. So we want to calculate the heat transfer coefficient at this point. Okay, so at this point we will calculate heat transfer coefficient taking in account to the values of the heat transfer from this, that is the H value, that is for the convection, then from this pipe the conduction, that is K, and from the outer pipe the value of K, as well as we will take into account the values of H naught, that is the outermost heat transfer coefficient through convection. Okay, so this value generally shows that how well is the heat transferred or heat resisted from transferring. Okay, units a simple one, that is watt per meter square Kelvin or watt per meter square degree Celsius. Moreover, we can in English unit we can show it as BTU per hour feet square into degree Fahrenheit. So heat transfer is given as Q equal to UA delta T Lm. Okay, so Q equal to UA delta T Lm, where delta T Lm is the logarithmic mean temperature difference, LMTD, which we will study in the next video. A is the effective area for heat transfer, and U is our main thing, that is a overall heat transfer coefficient. Okay, so you should have clear understanding what is U. So Q is in the unit of watt per second or watt per second generally. Area is in the meter square and delta TLM is in the degree Celsius. So here Q is the heat transfer generally in watt. Okay, so you should have known by this slide that what is heat transfer coefficient. Now let us see what it signifies. So overall heat transfer coefficient depends on the values of K, that is the thermal conductivity, value of H which accounts for the convective heat transfer, so this is conduction and this is convection. Okay, so these two values are influenced, and from these two values we are generally finding the values of overall heat transfer. So overall heat transfer, so okay, understand, in order to remove the barrier for convection and conduction, we have found a new term, that is U, which is a function of uh, conductivity and convection coefficient. Okay, so you should be knowing that. Okay, so it is influenced by the thickness. So how thickness? So in heat transfer course we have studied that the value of resistance to heat transfer through any solid is, resistance is given as L by Ka. So this L is the thickness. Okay, so this is a resistance value. So that is why the value of overall heat transfer coefficient also varies with the length or thickness. So more the value of heat transfer coefficient, more easily or more convective the material is. So suppose heat transfer coefficient of a suppose water is 1000 watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay, and another quantity having, suppose let us take something, okay, having a U value is equal to 2500 or 2500 watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay, so out of these two values, the value which is having the good heat transfer is having the more heat transfer or overall heat transfer coefficient. Hence the values of heat transfer coefficient are directly signifying the amount of heat transfer from one place to other. Okay, okay, so next is, okay, so in order to calculate this heat transfer, what we do is, okay, so this is some problem. So in order to calculate, suppose first equation is for the plane wall. Okay, so for the plane wall, okay, so this is actually a plane wall. Okay, so here the heat transfer is H1, conductivity here is K1, here the conductivity is K2, and the heat transfer coefficient here is H2. This length is L1 and this length is L2. Okay, so in order to calculate heat transfer, we have one equation, 1 upon U equal to 1 upon H, or I would say sigma H plus sigma L by K. Okay, so this is the general equation for calculation of heat transfer coefficient. So for wall we have U equal to 1 by H1, that is the heat transfer or heat transfer coefficient. Then L by K1 plus L2 by K2 is the conductive heat transfer, and plus 1 by H2 is the outermost heat transfer coefficient. You can check it by the unit. The unit of K is watt per meter Kelvin and unit of H is watt per meter square Kelvin. So after all, the unit of U will be watt per meter square Kelvin. Similarly for the cylindrical wall we have 1 upon H naught. Here we add other term, that is H naught D. So this is a drag, or this is a fouling factor, or I would say the HF is, or it is HF which is responsible for fouling. Okay, so some heat transfer may be resisted due to the fouling in the reactor. So this encounters all these terms. This is for the pipe and this is the outermost heat transfer for the outermost pipe. Okay, di by d naught is the this d naught by di is multiplied because in the equation of the Q value for cylinder we have that extra term, so that is why this d naught by di is actually multiplied. Okay, so this is how we can calculate heat transfer coefficient. If you have any doubt you can just comment. So in next video we will start with the logarithmic mean temperature calculation, that is LMTD, and its relation with mean temperature distribution. So thank you for watching and subscribe us and join us on Telegram too. So thank you for watching. Okay, signing off, Sai Yadav. Thank you.